All right, hello. We've got a quick video here on what the dispatch department does as far as tracking appointments and completing the appointment or the service orders when as technicians run appointments and updating the service orders. Again, whether they're completed or not completed, so that the customer service and marketing departments can move forward with their various appointments. So it really boils down to accounting for service orders, and the marketing dispatch again set appointments, and the electronic form of the appointment is a service order. And then as the appointments run, they're either completed, not completed, or partially completed, and there's some type of follow-up service needed. So we're going to go through and demonstrate what the dispatch department does in the vision for each one of these scenarios. And just to review what I've just started talking about, this is how a service order sort of flows through the process and the Navision accounting system. We've got two departments that set appointments: customer service and marketing. And they, obviously they're scheduling appointments for technicians, termite and pest control or specialty services, whatever the case may be. And they're filling out the service orders. And again, they schedule a date and time for one of our technicians to run it. And that's this process here. So, the technicians are running the appointments, but we've got to update, the service orders, which are, in our accounting system, so we know the ultimate outcome of the service. And that's what the dispatch department, one of the things that they're doing during the day, along with, tracking the technicians where they are, helping them get to their appointments, and they're really assisting the techs in completing their appointments each day. But they are also accounting for the outcome of the services. So again, like I said before, the appointments are being run, and either you're going to end up with a completed appointment, in which case the service order needs to be updated and posted, or the service is not completed. And in that case, the service order needs to be updated in a way so that it can be basically available for customer service or marketing to follow up and either schedule a new service or eventually cancel out the service order. So now I'm going to demonstrate all of these transactions in a Navision test company. But again, let's go through the service completed scenario. So if a technician goes out and he's running a service and it's completed, one of the things that ends up happening after we put in all the appropriate payment information, chemicals used, total amount of the service, what type of equipment was used by the technician, it's posted into our accounting system. Now, those of you in marketing and customer service may not be familiar with that process, but you'll see it today. And that's really what the posting portion is, where you complete the accounting transaction. And this does a lot of different things. It updates the customer account. So, that allows for statement creation, because if there's a balance on the account when you post the transaction, now it's set up so you can send them a statement. There's a balance there. It also creates the posted service invoice, which has the information as far as what we did, dollar amount, payment, chemicals used, and that's emailed to the customer. It's almost like our electronic service ticket. Then we have, the posting also creates a service history. Again, it really relates back to that posted service invoice, what chemicals were used, the type of equipment. We also have a report called the application report that I'm going to show everybody, that gives us the totals or various, or it has all the chemical information that we use, whether by day, by week, by year. You can get it a lot of different ways. It gives us a lot of valuable information in running the company. And the same thing, the posting process puts all of the appointment information into our system, so I can get a lot of different accounting reports, as far as, totals of production, payments, again, chemicals, and really helps me to make decisions in running the company, because we know how much, or of each different service that we complete for a given time period. So again, that's what happens again when an appointment's completed. This posting process is what happens, and it's very important that it's done correctly. And again, we're going to do a quick demo on that. Okay, if the service is not completed, and that's things like maybe it can't be completed due to weather, the customer no-shows us, maybe they say they don't want it. In that case, the service order needs to be updated so that marketing or customer service can follow up. In this case, there's no posting involved. What dispatch will do is deallocate the tech from the appointment time and then update action required in note fields. And again, we'll go through some scenarios and show everybody how that works. Next scenario is a partial completion, and this is where maybe we go out, we have a service running or a service item on the service order, and maybe that is or maybe there's more than one on the service order, and only one is going to be completed, and you need to create a new post that service order because it's completed, and then maybe you need to do a new service order for the additional service. We have a feature in NAV called Pending for Posting that that handles this for us. And again, if you haven't worked in the dispatch department, you probably haven't seen this feature, but I want everybody to see it today. And then also, just like any other service order, with the that is not completed, action required and note fields are filled out. So we're going to move on now and go into the test company and go through some of these scenarios. I've got some test service orders set up, and we're going to pretend that they're being run by a technician, and then we're going to handle each situation. So again, so people in customer service and in marketing can see what dispatch is doing to complete the service orders on a daily basis. Okay, so first thing here, and again, we're in the remote desktop client version of NAV, and so we're going to go here to the allocation date, and today is October 26th, and pull up some service orders. Okay, so we'll just pick this very first one here, and this one is a marketing appointment. It was set by Jennifer, and we'll open the service order and let's see what's going on here, and we'll come up with a scenario. Okay, so we got a 2-year ICPC here, and okay, so why don't we say with this one, let's say this one is completed. We won't do anything difficult with this one. We'll make this one easy. One thing that Penny has informed me of is that they always verify the structure code to make sure that that is correct in the system, because we do have some situations where certain techs can only, for certain types of services, can only do certain structure codes. So we're trying to make sure the structure code is correct. So let's say appointments run, customer is there, tech calls it in and says, yep, this is going through as a 2-year termite and pest. And so what would the dispatch department do? Well, first thing Penny has told me that she does with ICs is they go to the call log, and that she will put in that we got a signed contract. Okay. All right, so we do that. Also, just to note, and in the future we may take advantage of this checkbox here, we do have a checkbox on the service order for signed contract that can be used as well. Okay, so let's say that the customer, just for argument's sake, is going to make a different payment. Instead of paying with $88, they decide they want to pay a little bit more. They want to pay 100, let's say 150. So they would change the customer down payment there and put in a check number here. Let's say it's check number 500. And then there's MSC code is a billing code that we use. This is how we schedule the statements that are sent out. I'm not going to get real into detail with this, but it should be for this appointment a billing code of 30. So the billing code is filled out. Then they'll go in and fill out chemical information. Now, I'm not going to get this exactly right because I'm not really familiar with the chemicals that are used. So I'm just going to pick some at random here. Let's say that let's say there was a target pest 2 of ants. We don't have that here, but let's say target pest of ants. So let's say they're going to put out some glue boards, and let's say it was 10 of them, and let's say they put them, what do we have here? Let's say they put these, let's see, inside entire home. Let's pick that as location. And then let's say something else. Let's say they used Taurus or Talstar. How about that? And let's say maybe it was 3. I believe gallons is the standard quantity there. And let's say they did this around the outside. There should be one here for outside. Perimeter. We'll do perimeter. And let's say it was 200 linear feet. And let's say they used a backpack sprayer. Now, so they're putting in the chemical information. So let's just review real quick. We know from this service order we've got a 2-year termite pest plan. We've got a signed contract. They did have an ant problem, so we put in target pest of ants. We've got here that Jennifer was the sales rep, and we've got a source here of new homeowner letter. Then we put in, the appropriate service payment information. We had the installment plans already in there. Then we get the chemical information here. And then also there may be a note with one of these chemicals that needs to go in a note field here. So we put in a sample note there. And then also this field here, general notes, is the permanent note that would be saved once this is posted. So we'll put in another sample note. Or maybe we'll put something like no termite activity, something like that here. Okay, now this is everything here. This service order looks complete, looks like it's filled out properly, and it's ready to be posted. The tech has called everything in, and again, that everything's completed. So we have here where it says post. That's where they actually post a completed appointment, and it becomes a completed transaction. So we hit post. Okay. Okay, now this is saying that this invoice is being emailed. We've got my email address in there. Okay, so that one is finished. But let's go back and look at the customer card for that one real quick. I believe it was MD085. Okay, now notice here this account has a balance of $482. That's the net amount after the service charge and the payment. And so let's also look at the posted service invoice, which is really our electronic service ticket that has all the appointment information. So you can see here, you look at this, there's that general note of no termite activity. Again, this was emailed to the customer. You can see we did a 2-year termite and pest, target pest of ants. Here's the ad source new homeowner. Jennifer was the rep. Total 632. They put down 150. Here's the 17 payments. Then scroll down here. Here's the chemical information that we put in. So now here we've created a permanent history of that appointment. And again, it's based on dispatch completing the service order based on the information given from the technician, and then posting it as a permanent transaction. Okay, so let's go back to the service orders. And we'll go through a few more so that everybody can see, again, how this process works. So I'm putting in the allocation date, which is the date that the appointments are running. Okay, let's see here. Let's try just pick the next one in order here, MD00442, and see what this one is. Okay, all right, now this one's a mosquito service. Now we're going to do one where the service was not completed. Let's say that the customer no-shows us. And so what we have here, first of all, one thing too that dispatch is doing, they're looking for things that are missing on the service order. So we should have a target pest here of mosquito. And we also should have a service item. There's, with a dollar charge, there should be a service item rep. So let's say this one was set by me. There we are. Okay, so I put my information in there. All right, let's say I need a source too. Let's say somebody called in from a Facebook ad. So okay, tech, we've got it scheduled for Alan. So Alan calls in and says that he is there. It is 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock appointment. He's there. Customer's not at the door. So dispatch is informing that they will go into the call log and put a note in basically saying that the tech, there's no answer at the door. Okay, just to make it fast, let's say then Alan waits his 15 minutes. The customer's not there. So, he is then off. He's allowed to leave after waiting the 15 minutes. So then they'll put a note in like customer no show or something. Something like that. So again, we have a history of what actually happened with that appointment. And again, that's going in the call log. Then the next thing that they would do is they would go in, deallocate the appointment. Remove the appointment from, or remove the appointment date and time. That kicked us out of that customer. Let me go back into it real quick because of the way we had pulled it up. Okay, here we go. Back to the service order. So we're back on the service order against mosquito, technician not there. So we need to update the action required fields so that the appointment setter or department that set the appointment will know to go back in and follow up on this appointment. So we're going to change the service order status to in process. Then we're going to go in and change the action required to reset appointment. Now we've gotten the call log that there are that it was a no-show. Then we've got various notes here, fields we can put this in, but we'll just put it here in technician notes that something like initial appointment. Okay. So again, what we're just want everybody to understand is, like I said, I mean, the appointment was set, and again, everybody in customer service and marketing understands that process because you do it, you know, throughout every day. But then what dispatch will do when it's not completed, you know, again, they need to update it. So, and it's really via these action requireds and with notes so that there can be follow-up. In this case, we'll run, you know, the service order list by RA for reset appointment. And then we'll get, you know, hopefully get this appointment reset and run. Okay, now let's go back to the service order list and do a few more. Okay, why don't we pick another one from marketing here? Let's pick this one. Okay, here we have one where we have a 1-year termite and a mosquito service running together. So let's say in this case that we're unable to complete the mosquito service. Let's say it's raining that day, so we need to reschedule that for another day. Again, when you know, when they first pull this up, you know, the dispatch department will be looking for that this is filled out properly, which it looks like it is. We've got the service item rep here. We've got a source. We've got target pests. This one was scheduled to be paid in full. So let's say, and this one's Alan, let's say Alan calls it in and says, yep, he's completing the 1-year termite and pest. We're getting a signed contract. So we're going to the call log, putting in signed contract. Okay. All right, then, you know, he's saying, okay, I'm completing the termite and pest, but I can't do the mosquito. So what we want to do is we want to remove the mosquito service from this service order and create a new service order for that. So first thing we'd want to do as far as that goes is by checking this pending for posting box here, we're not going to post this mosquito service with this invoice here. So notice the total is $460 right now with the mosquito service. So I'm going to uncheck this box here pending for, or check the box pending for posting. Notice now it's $356. We've removed the mosquito service. Now it's just the IC. So we'll kind of set this aside for now. What's going to happen with the with this mosquito service? But we'll worry about completing this IC that's that Alan is running. Okay, so just like we did on the IC that was completed before, you'd want to fill in payment information. In this case, we'll say that they're going to pay it in full with check number 2000. Okay, and then we'll put in some chemical. Like I said, don't hold me to whatever the a chemical we're using, because again, I'm just kind of putting some stuff in here on the fly. Let's say again we're doing Talstar again, and let's say it was 4 gallons, and again let's say it's on the around the outside. Perimeter. In this case, why don't we just say it's B&G? And then also, let's say use some ant gel. I'm just gonna put a quantity of 2. Let's say that was in a kitchen, or we'll just put first floor, and let's get some glue boards in there, and let's say we do like 5 of those, 5 glue boards. Let's say that's in the first floor bathroom. Now I got to put the linear feet in for this one here. Anyway, and again, we can put permanent notes that go on the posted service invoice here. Just put a note in just to remind everybody. Okay, so we got chemical in there. It looks like payment information is pretty cut and dry. They're paying in full. So all the information that we would need to post this should be in place here. So again, keep in mind we're not completing the mosquito service. So what's going to happen when we do post for the service item 1 year termite and pest, that it's going to create a new service order for the mosquito service, and then we'll go in and update the action required fields accordingly. So when I hit post, what's going to happen is it's going to take us out of this service order. Then we're going to need to note the customer account number, go back into that account, and complete that service order. So I'm going to hit post here, which completes the service order. Okay. Now let's go back to the customer card. We got kicked out of the system. We'll go back to the customer card. We'll pull up account MD00192, and then we'll update that service order. Okay, so here it is. Here we're on the account. All right, you see here's this service order. And here's the line item that we checked for pending for posting. Notice that the service item rep and the source are still the same here. Now what they would want to do is go in and put in the appropriate note fields. So we'd want RA for reset appointment. And let's see, they put some notes in here. Let's say I can't spell today, initial, something like, too much rain, something like that. Also, update the call log. Again, something like that. I may not be getting these note fields exactly how they would do it, but again, they're trying to make sure that when this appointment comes back to Ashley or someone in marketing department, that they can look at this service order here, and know how to handle it. Also, too, I'm not sure. I didn't look. I should have. There may have been a coupon on the prior service order for this appointment. Now, if there were, that's something they should have picked up on and make sure it transfers over. Again, I didn't notice. I should have, but again, that's something that needs to be accounted for. A situation like this is, if it's a additional service that's eligible for a coupon, that information is sent over to the new service order as well. So again, I think that was a pretty good example of the pending for posting and how that works. And now again, this is sitting in the system waiting for marketing, to go and pull it up by the reset appointment. Let's see, we'll go in now and we'll do one more point, at least one more. Just again, want to give everybody some good examples of what what dispatch is doing throughout the day to track these appointments. Okay, so let's go back to the service orders. Again, pulled up by what would be running today. Okay, let's see here. Let's get a one that's see if we can find a renewal in here. We'll do one here. How about this one? We'll do one more with the pending for posting. This one here is set up for a QC. And you'll see here that there is a tech note that says possible termite activity in downstairs bathroom. So let's say, and it's set for Luis. So let's say Luis goes out and runs this, and that we need to, turns out he does find termites and it needs a 4-hour termite treatment. So what the dispatch would do here, they would actually go in and add the termite treatment to this service order and then do the pending for posting. So we want to show that the QC is complete, but then we need to add an appointment for the termite treatment. So here they would go to the service item template, and just like someone would in either dispatch or marketing, they would set an appointment for a or set up a termite or the service item for termite treatment. And in this case, let's assume they're under contract and there's not going to be any dollar charge, so this would need to be changed to 0. And let's say it's going to be a 4-hour termite treatment, so we would need to change that there. Okay. All right, and then what we'd want to do is, since we need to post this service order here for the QC, we're going to change this to pending for posting, which will allow us to create the new service order after we post. So then we would go ahead and close out the QC. So probably, I'm not exactly sure how dispatch would do this one, but what I would do is put in the general notes that will appear on the permanent service order that we do have and let's say they're in garage. Probably to be safe, want to put these in the call log as well. Okay. All right, so we're going to post the appointment for the QC. So it'll show, in the system that we ran the QC, and then again we'll have the service order set up for the termite treatment that we can update the action required so that it will it can be set and completed. So I'm going to go ahead and post, which this will post the QC, and then we'll go to this account number here and finish the service order. We got an issue with an email address. Okay, but it looks like it still worked. Okay, great. Or no, it didn't. All right, let's see here if that one worked. Hopefully it did, even though we had the email address error come up. All right, yes, it looked like it worked. Great. So anyway, you see here now we've got that service order was posted. So if you go to this customer's, we'll go back to the customer card here. If you go to their posted service invoice, and this is the one that was posted today. You can see we've got the QC posted. Again, you wouldn't have any chemical or anything there. And now we've got the service order for the termite treatment. Where we would need then the termite treatment to be set. And so we've got the action required field here of set termite treatment. And then also the dispatch part, we could fill in technician notes as far as, you know, termites in garage, or whatever the information that the technician would need could go on this service here. So then when it's run, the technician would have notes and everything in place. And again, so right at the time as the appointment is being accounted for, by doing the pending for posting, they're creating a new service order. Okay, I'm going to try to do, like I said, one or two more of these just to make sure everybody has, you know, understands what we're doing. So we're going back to the service orders. And again, put an allocation date. Okay, so 10/26. Let's see here. Let's try this one. Okay, here we have a renewal. Let's see. I'm just going to do this one as a completed appointment. Let's say this one here, again, just as a reminder, one thing too that needs to be checked with the renewal, we always want to look for renewal line number here. That's one thing that dispatch is verifying. We've got target pest. Again, they are doing the looking for verifying the structure. And so tech calls it in, and well, I'll tell you what we'll do with this one. We'll say that the tech added a mosquito. So let's say the tech went out and he's going to do a mosquito along with this renewal, and that the customer has a $20 Facebook coupon. So in this case, the dispatch would add the renewal or the mosquito. Okay, put in the target pest. And let's see, who is the tech here? This is Luis. So this is a situation where a tech has sold this, so we'd want to go and get Luis here. So we've got record that he is the one who sold this service. Is Luis in here? Oh, I just saw him. There we go. So now we got Luis there, and the source would be tech sale. Okay. All right, let's hit by hitting the refresh key. Notice now that the total of the service order is updated, we will put in the $20 Facebook coupon. And we got Facebook. Okay. All right, but they're paying. Let's say and they're going to make a payment. Let's just make it simple. Just say it's $200. So paying $420 less $20 for a net service amount of $400. They're paying $200. So the balance is $200. Let's say they're going to make that in 5 payments of $40. So dispatch would change the payment plan, put in a check number, change the billing code, and then they would put in chemical information. And I'm just going to use one chemical, even though that's not realistic, but just to since it's just for demonstration. And let's say again, we just put yard, and let's say it's 400 linear feet. And let's say he used the spray rig. Okay, so you see what we've done here is we've added a service. We're completing the renewal. Again, we've got payment information, everything, chemical information, everything that we would need to update, properly update the system. And anyway, so from here, we'll say it's just pretty simple. We're just going to go ahead and post this, and we'll put in a general note that we'd want for the permanent record for the service. Maybe something like standing water something like that. And let's say we'll go ahead and now hit post. Okay, and actually this went right straight to the posted service invoice. So you can see here are the services, here's the note, got the payment information, payment plan, and here is the chemical. So really, like I said, an electronic service ticket. And this information, if we have the email address, is emailed, to the customer. So again, going back to the presentation portion of this, again, for these completed service orders, I mean, it's really allowing us to update all the various reports, that in history that we need as far as our appointments. I mean, you can see it by individual customer, knowing what we did. If we had to look back, make a decision on, and maybe they're having a certain problem that needs to be corrected. We've got the service history. We've also got history of all the chemicals that we have used, payment history, again, all the various accounting reports that we need. So this posting process, again, is like the final accounting for each appointment, and it really creates a good history for us to use going forward. So I hope this gives everybody a better understanding of the the posting process, what dispatch does with the appointments, and this will be a part of the level 2 testing for the marketing and customer service department.